Jocelyn, and in this short video I'm going to just give you some basics to how to get started in learning how to play violin. So you've got 4 strings on the violin: the E, the A, the D, and the G. This is the bridge. It's holding up the strings. You always want to make sure that it's standing upright. Sometimes a bridge might lean and then it could fall and pop and cause all kinds of issues. So you always want to make sure the bridge is upright. This is the tailpiece. This is where your fine tuners are going to be. This is your chin rest. Chin rests come in all different shapes and sizes. It's really custom to what you would like. I have a custom made one for where I like to put my chin. A lot of times on cheaper instruments, they're made out of plastic and they're very uncomfortable. So an option if you want more comfort would be to go to a chin rest made out of wood. This is the fingerboard because you're putting your fingers down on this board. This is just to make the violin look beautiful. It's called the scroll because it looks like the ancient scrolls. Once again, these are the tuning pegs. You can notice there's one for each string, and it does take some skill to use those. And these are the F holes, letter F, even though they do look like more like the letter S. These are cut to be beautiful, but also to release the sound. The sound goes in, it twirls around, and it comes out of the F holes. For the bow, you do need to have a bow with enough hair. If you have bow that has less hair than this, I would recommend getting another bow. It's pretty expensive to get a rehair. Just get another bow. You can get one for around $45. It's a basic student model. You will need rosin. And to rosin, you can just take it out like this, and you're going to loosen the bow hair by turning the screw here at the bottom. You can notice which way will loosen the hair and which way will tighten it. So just a few turns, and you want to really make sure that all the hair gets coated. And I just kind of rotate my bow back and forth, and then maybe a few swipes up and down. Without rosin, you really aren't going to get a good sound. You need this good coating to help the hair stick together and then pull sound out of the strings. So the other thing that I recommend is having some kind of support on the back of the violin. I'm using what's called a shoulder pad. It actually goes here on my collarbone. I like it because it's very soft and it just takes care of the space between my neck and my body. You can see it fits right in here, and then it frees up my hand. So I'm not holding the violin with my hand here. I can move my hand all over. I'm able just to hold the violin with this shoulder rest. If you don't have a shoulder rest, you can use a small sponge or any other kind of support, but I really recommend getting a shoulder pad. They're around $40. The other important thing is that your violin be in tune. So to tune the violin, you have what is called a fine tuner. I just have one. On a student model instrument, you're going to have all 4 fine tuners. This is the easiest way to tune the violin. What you're doing is you're turning it to tighten it, or turning it the other way to loosen it, and it changes the pitch. I mostly use the pegs, tuning pegs, but that does require some skill and more advanced player. So if you're not an advanced player, you're going to want to have fine tuners for every string. So using the fine tuner, it's a little tricky if you use it while you're playing. You're going to take your left hand and bring it underneath the violin, and then as you play the E, you can hear how it changes the pitch. I'm going to talk a little bit about tuners. This is actually a metronome, but it also does have an A440 on it. Metronome is going to give you a consistent beat to play to. This is another one that's a little more expensive, but the tuning feature on it actually has a light, a green light if you're in tune, yellow or red if you're not in tune. So if you don't have a great ear, this is a great one to use to help you know when the green light is on, if your E, A, D, and G are in tune. And it also is a metronome. In this portion of the video, I want to show you how to place your fingers and how you're actually going to be making different notes by where your finger's going down. So you want to make sure that your thumb is on this side of the neck and your fingers, other fingers, are on this side of the neck. And we're going to name these fingers numbers. So this is finger 1, your pointer. This is finger 2. This is finger 3, which we would call ring finger. And finger 4 is your pinky. And then I'll show you a little bit about the finger placement. So if you have your thumb curved, it actually goes here with the nail of the thumb touching the grip. You can see how I've worn out the grip on my violin. So I've got the nail of my thumb and the knuckle is curved and round. My pointer here is going to go here, almost to the knuckle, but not quite. The middle two are down here. This is called the frog of the bow. They're in here together. Once again, you want to see that the fingers go all the way down, and then the pinky is on its tip right here on the wood. I see a lot of beginning violinists with it stretched out here on the screw, and it should go right here on its tip and nice and round. And then you want to just get used to the weight of the bow and being able to manipulate the bow whichever way you want to go. So as you see, the bow has an arc on it, and so the strings are at different levels, and we're going to call those planes. And so the bow has to follow those planes to just play on one string at a time. Now, if you want to play a fiddle tune, of course, you're going to cross those two planes to play two strings at a time. But I'm just going to talk about playing one string at a time. So for the E, you notice my right elbow, where my right elbow is the plane that I want to be on, and I want to stay on that plane if I'm just staying on the E. So for instance, if I let my elbow move, you're going to hear both strings. And here's for the A. And then for the D, you can see my right elbow is going higher. And then right over to G, even higher. If you notice also, my bow is right here in between the fingerboard and the bridge. This is the sweet spot. This is where your bow is going to sound the best, where the strings are going to vibrate and sound their very best. If your bow is here, you can hear it's a little muffled, or here, get kind of this glassy sound. So you want to try to move the bow right here in between, and that's going to have to do with how you're using your right arm. You can see it as I bow, my arm's going to go straight, and then it comes back in an angle.